So today we're going to be discussing Tacoma, Washington. Hello everyone, this is Madison Arthur, your local real estate broker in Seattle-Bellevue, Tacoma area, helping buyers and sellers find the right fit throughout the region. As of late, I've been getting a lot of people curious about the pros of moving to Tacoma, wanting to learn a bit more about it, because it is becoming a much more popular place to move from California, nearby cities, especially Seattle and beyond. So for starters, there is a bit of difference between housing prices from Seattle and Tacoma. As of right now, Seattle is hitting a median price of close to $1 million, while Tacoma is closer to around $500,000. So that difference in price attracts a lot of people who are looking to be able to afford real estate. Next, Tacoma has seen a bit of revitalization in recent years. Over the past couple of decades, it was known as a place that was a little bit less safe, a little more crime-ridden than Seattle for a bit of time, but it has changed quite a bit, and there are some really wonderful locations that we see people moving towards that kind of feel like Seattle, but with a more slow pace of life. Which brings me to my next point. What is it like to live in Tacoma? Well, Tacoma is a waterfront city, so you have plenty of access to the Sound. You're not far from Mount Rainier, so there's plenty of hiking just further east. It is a smaller city than Seattle, but has a lot of the same amenities, wonderful museums, a good craft and coffee culture, beautiful waterfront parks, and overall a nice old town feel when you get closer to the city and older districts. So it is a nice place to live, and one that we're going to further discuss today. When looking at the job market, you've got the military base nearby, so a bit of activity there. The port of Tacoma also brings in quite a few jobs, and you also have healthcare and education as big industries here as well. You can compare that to Seattle, which has a larger tech, maritime, aerospace, and science scene. Alright, so Tacoma just sits on the coast similar to Olympia and Seattle, and it's right about in the middle between the two. You've got the North End Proctor District, which is quite walkable with some historic homes, boutique shops, and farmers markets. And then Stadium District, which has the iconic Stadium High School. It's close to downtown. Good mix of apartments and historic houses. You've got Hilltop, which is changing quite a bit with the new light rail. It's got quite a fun, diverse community. And then you've got South Tacoma, which has a more suburban, relaxed feel, which is nice and convenient for those trying to get to the JBLM area. And then you've also got Ruston / the Point Defiance space, and that is very much waterfront living, newer constructions, easy access to parks and nice developments, but also has lots of cool restaurants and things like that. And lastly, you've got Browns Point, which is just further north, and that has a very relaxed suburban feel with beautiful waterfront views, waterfront parks. So that's kind of the greater area. But then moving just west a little, you also have Gig Harbor, which is kind of known to be a little city next to Tacoma, easy for commuters, very relaxed, very beautiful. And then same goes for Steilacoom, another place that has kind of its own identity, but still very much connected to Tacoma, and that has a lovely small town feel to it, right on the waterfront as well. And next to Chambers Bay, which is a beautiful natural area that also has a golf course nearby. Next on our list to talk about is the transportation methods in and around Tacoma. So first off, you're going to want to get the Orca Pass. This is pretty much what you use throughout the Puget Sound area, up through Seattle as well. And it allows you to have access to ferries, public transportation systems, so much more. So definitely a must get if you do not have a car. As far as public transportation goes, if you are commuting or trying to get to Seattle, you'll probably want to use the Sounder train. It takes about an hour to get there. And of course you have Pierce Transit, which is kind of your bus system. So those are going to be your go-tos and nice to touch on. But that being said, if you are moving to the Pacific Northwest and you're not from here, or you're trying to learn, what the best way to get around is, I would say it's nice to just have a car. It's the easiest way to get around this area, and you're going to want one because there's just so much to do outside of your city. Okay, so next let's talk a bit about what some of the attractions are in Tacoma and, fun things to do in that area. So first we have the Point Defiance Park and Zoo. This is a 700-acre park with plenty of trails. It's got an aquarium, a beautiful waterfront, so just nice attractions, very much connected to the sound here. And then you also have the museum district. As kind of mentioned before, it's got the Museum of Glass, but also the Washington State History Museum and the LeMay Car Museum. So a fun place to go check out if you are into that kind of thing. And then downtown has plenty of live shows, nightlife, art galleries, the works. Another popular place to be is Ruston for biking, jogging, bars, restaurants, cafes, all right at your fingertips. As far as sports go, you have the Tacoma Rainiers, a AAA baseball team. And those are just some of the fun things to do. But that being said, there are plenty more that you'll have to go explore. So hopefully this video gave you just a little bit more insight as to what it may be like to live in Tacoma. If it might be the right city for you, let's definitely connect, as I help people all throughout the region with their real estate needs. And if you have anything to add or questions, comment them down below. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you for the next. Bye.